been getting a lot of questions about how to set up Golf Genius for your events. So I'm going to do some tutorials where you can follow along with me while I set up an event so you can have a little easier time when it comes to setting up your events. I'm going to do this in 3 sections. One, setting up the event as well as your players in the event. Second one will be taking care of setting up the tournaments inside of your event. And the last one will be like the final processes where it comes to printing scorecards and finalizing your event. When you log into Golf Genius, this is the first screen that pops up, and you'll see all the categories of the different divisions and teams that have set up sections inside of Golf Genius. If you want to create a new event, this button right here will create a new event. However, for your league matches, I've already done this for you. Once you create an event, or an event has been created for you, you need to find the section where it has been put. So in some cases, it might be your division, your section, etc. For this, it's under Central Dolphin Golf Events. I'll be setting up our quad match between State College, Altoona, and Hollidaysburg. So when you click on your event, it will take you to the event page. The 5 buttons that we use the most are right across the top: events, golfers, calendar, rounds, and apps. When you set up your event for the first time, you will need to set up the date of your event. So if you go into calendar, add rounds, you can pull up and click on the date of your event. I've already done this. Our event is on the 26th of August. You click on the date, you hit save in the bottom right corner, and it will be set for you. The next thing that you want to do is under event itself. And if it's an event I set up for you, I've already done this for you, but you'll need to set up the golf course that you'll be playing. So you click right here on the left-hand side where it says course details. This will pull up a huge database of golf courses that I've already added. The course we'll be playing is Scotch Valley, and you'll notice it is not listed in this list. To add a golf course, if you don't see it, you click on import from USGA course rating directory, type in the first couple letters of the golf course. Right here you can see Scotch Valley, click on it, next, import. Computer will do its thing, and eventually a screen will pop up here that shows me all the holes, the par for each hole, etc. You just hit save. In here you can set up pace of play and default tees for male and female, but that is not necessary. So I'm going to make sure Scotch Valley is checked. I'm going to uncheck this Clark 9. I'm going to hit save. In addition, what you can also do in this event screen, down here where it says logos, banners, and backgrounds, you can, add a logo or a banner for your event. I'm going to choose a file because I know that Hollidaysburg is not in here. I'm going to go into my mascot folder. This is a database I've been working on for a long time, and I'm going to find Hollidaysburg's logo. So there we go. Hit open, upload logo, and I'm going to make this the primary logo for the event. For the secondary logo, I'm simply just going to choose the PIAA logo, just because we have teams from District 3, District 6, all over the place, so I can't use a mid-pen or a District 3 logo. I'm going to make that the secondary. So you can add logos to this. You can see there's a whole database of different school logos which you can choose for the primary and secondary logos. You can also choose a banner for the event, which I will do later. And if you have any skills in graphic design, you can make a banner where it will simply say, 250 pixels tall, 80 pixels wide is the best size. All right, you can see all the different banners that are in here for different things. Now, after you get the event set up, we're going to work on the golfers. Now, if you have people who are registering through Golf Genius, through these pages right here that I've set up for your different divisions, all of your players will be in here already. However, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you'll need to add players yourself. The easiest way to add multiple players is if you download this roster spreadsheet, and when you do that, it will look something like this, but it will be blank. It will have a whole bunch of categories across the top. You can delete the ones that you want to delete, and then you just simply type in the names and schools in the different categories. So I've already done this to kind of save some time. So you can see this is a quad match, 6 players, 4 scores count, and there's everybody there. So when I go back, I'm going to upload roster from spreadsheet. And it's actually quite easy to do. You click on this, you're an authorized provider, you choose the file, you find the file on your computer, mine's right here. We hit open, it's going to upload everything. It'll take a second, it will put the players in the categories. There's a category there it won't recognize. It's going to ask you, hey, what do you want this category to be? For this, my guess is it did not find rank, so I'm going to locate it with, as I go down here, I'm going to make it team ID. Alright, so it couldn't find rank. Notice there's no rank over here, so I'm just going to call it team ID, and I just need to remember that for later because it will make my life a little easier. So I'm going to match those two together, and I'm going to import the spreadsheet. This will take a second or two to upload. If you have people register, it'll all be here for you. If you want to sort this sheet right here, this would be under your event roster. It's the same thing. All right. If you go over here to fields, here's all the different fields that are across the top. You won't need an email, status, handicap. I do like affiliation, and if you remember, that team ID was the rank, so I'm going to put those two on here. When you hit save, you can see there it is, everybody on your roster. The next thing we have to do is set up your teams, and it's actually quite easy to do. It's also very easy to screw up. To set up your teams, we're going to go back to golfers. Down here under division management, event divisions, flights, and teams. We'll click on that. And you'll see there is a division down here called all golfers, where there's no teams, no flights, no groups, no anything. What we want to do is manage team list and flighted teams. We'll click on that. It'll take us to a page like this. We have to enter a new team name. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it teams. The method is how you want to create the teams. You can do them manually. I've done this before, but for this, we're going to create them using a custom field. So when we click on this second box will pop up down here, and the custom field we want to use is the affiliation because we want people on the same team to be together. Sort the players by their entry numbers, and then the team name, you can use the handle of the players. I like to use the custom field name, which will be the team. When you hit next, it'll take you to this page, and you should see, in this case, the 4 teams listed with all the players underneath them on each team respectively, and there you go. So there's Altoona, 6 players, 6 players, 6 players, 6 players. On this page, if you want, for the mid-pen, if you notice, we only do 5, we have 7 players total, we count 5. You'll need to edit team membership, and you'll notice over here you can sort by, in this case I want to sort by team ID. For us, we'll say sort by rank, because we would need to get rid of the 6th player because there's only 5 players on the team. To get rid of the 6th player, you click the X. For this event, it's 6 count 4, so I'm not going to get rid of anybody. But for the mid-pen, you would need to get rid of players. So I'm going to go back into manage teams. And what you may want to do is you might want to add a logo to this. It looks good on the scoreboard. I'm going to click edit, choose file, and I'm going to go back into my mascots folder. I'm going to put Altoona's logo in. You'll see it'll pop up right there. You hit save. You can add a color if you want. It's not necessary, but it's a nice little touch. I find that if you can add the logos to the teams, it makes a lot easier to find players on the leaderboard. So I'm going to quickly add players here for each team. And lastly, State College, which is the big, gigantic S. All right, so at this point, we have all of our teams set up. All right, we have all of our players imported. The next step is to actually set up our tournaments, which will be the next video.